So this is going to be kind of a short video, probably. I don't even know how much interest there is. Jeff over at Sugarfit Jess asked me to talk about muscles and firing rate. Well, I was talking about firing rate, and she didn't 100% know what I was talking about. So here is a few things. I'll move this over here. So muscle tensile strength is the skeletal muscle strength direction. It's along the fiber direction, and basically what it is if you can imagine tension on a line, like say a fishing line. So if you take a fishing line, there at some point when you pull on either end of the fishing line, it's going to snap. That's tensile strength. And see, everybody has a different tensile strength depending on your general makeup. And if you're somebody who has a low tensile strength, if it pops real easy, which is normal, this is how you build new muscle. But if it pops really easily, you're going to fatigue really easily, and you're not really going to be able to strength train great. You're not going to have, you're not going to be a strength athlete. Okay. But what you're going to be good at more than likely is some kind of endurance where the pressure on the tensile strength of the muscle isn't going to be tested. So there's another thing too as well. So there's muscle fire rate, and that has to do with, I'm going to show you a video. Basically, that has to be slow and fast twitch muscles. But if you're somebody that has, you can't fire a muscle at 100%. Otherwise, it would literally pop off the bone. So your body regulates this, and you can't change that at all. Like, that's not changeable. You could take steroids, you could take whatever, anabolic, whatever, IGF-1. It doesn't matter. You can't change that. So what you can do is you can just do exercises that are for you. Like if you have a low fire rate, you're not going to get strong. Like, you're not going to be out, like, you can lift as much as you want to, but your actual ability to gain a ton of strength is very limited. Now, if you're somebody who has a high fire rate, I should also add that, sorry, I swear my teeth are moving. If you're on that end, you're going to be a good endurance athlete, like I said before. So now let's reverse that. If you have high tensile strength and you have a high fire rate, you're going to be extremely strong, but your lactic acid buildup is going to be terrible. So what you're going to be good at is building muscle and high explosive stuff. But endurance isn't going to be your thing. Right, it's just not going to be your thing. You're going to be like a 100-meter sprinter. You're going to be like maybe 250 or 200-meter sprinter. Once you start getting up to like 1,500-meter, you can see the difference in the athletes. They start getting skinnier, and their muscle bellies are longer and everything like that. So they're not going to have the same explosive power that somebody was doing explosive power. I've showed like that long jumper woman. I mean, her legs were like, enormous, right? But she's probably, I highly doubt she goes and does marathons because she probably builds up lactic acid really quick. So lactic acid is a byproduct of you working out your muscles. Now, where if somebody has a lower, tensile strength and lower fire rate, then you're going to have less buildup because there's going to be less byproduct because if you're doing endurance, you're not breaking muscles down as much, if that makes any sense. So let's just watch this video. I probably should have watched it first, but hopefully it's good.
Within skeletal muscles, there are 3 different types of muscle fibers. Type 1, Type 2A, and Type 2B. Each fiber type has different qualities in the way they perform and how quickly they fatigue. Type 1 muscle fibers are also known as slow twitch fibers. They are red in color due to the presence of large volumes of myoglobin and mitochondria. Both of these are important for transporting oxygen in the blood. Therefore, type 1 muscle fibers are very resistant to fatigue and are capable of repeated low-level contractions through aerobic metabolism. For this reason, the muscles containing mainly type 1 fibers are often postural muscles, such as those in the neck and spine, due to their endurance capabilities. Also, athletes such as marathon runners have a high number of this type of fiber, partly through genetics, partly through training. Type 2A fibers are also sometimes known as fast oxidative fibers and are a hybrid of type 1 and 2 fibers. These fibers contain a large number of mitochondria and myoglobin, hence their red color. They manufacture and split ATP at a fast rate by utilizing both aerobic and anaerobic metabolism. As a result, they produce fast, strong muscle contractions, although they are more prone to fatigue than type 1 fibers. Resistance training can turn type 2B fibers into type 2A. Type 2B muscle fibers are also known as fast glycolytic fibers. They are white in color due to a low level of myoglobin and also contain few mitochondria. They produce ATP at a slow rate by anaerobic metabolism and break it down very quickly. This results in short, fast bursts of power, but with rapid fatigue. This type of muscle fiber can be turned into type 2A fibers by training. They are found in large quantities in the muscles of the arms. For more information.
All right, so that's hopefully that got some kind of explanation to what's actually going on. So if you're somebody who wants to strength train but just can't ever really seem to get stronger, or if you are constantly sore, constantly stiff, you probably have, you got the slow type 1, you got the low fire rate, and you got like low tensile strength. There's nothing you can do about it. There is one thing that I also wanted to add to this. There's two different types of hypertrophy, which is muscle building. There's sarcoplasmic, and there is just muscle division. So if you're a bodybuilder, you're out there pumping the weights, and you just want to get bigger, you're living in the sarcoplasm. So it's really not a lot of strength. You're going to get stronger because you're going to build some muscle, but you're more in the higher rep range, and it's a fluid that is around the muscles, and it just it fills in. It's kind of like Synthol. If anybody's in the bodybuilding, they would know what that is. It's an injectable. Now, if you're more of a bodybuilder, it's kind of crazy because sometimes, or a power lifter, like you'll see some of these like really skinny power lifters, both on the male and the female side, and you can't believe that they can, squat or deadlift 3 times body weight, but they can because they live in more of a muscle division. So they're in like 1 to 5 rep range, just real constant. So you're not going to build a ton of muscle. You'll get stronger, but you're not going to build a ton of muscle in the 1 to 5 rep range. But once you hit 8 to 12 rep range, that's when you start building more muscle. But it's not muscle fiber most of the time. It's it's a fluid. You keep the fluid, it stays in there, but it's completely different. And that's why you can see these huge, bodybuilder dudes out there. They're massive, and they can't squat as much as this skinny guy next to them. And that's the difference. So I hope this did you some good. I didn't think this was going to be a long video, and it wasn't. I know this is not my normal morning video, but I just didn't. I'm not in the headspace to do one of those videos right now. So I hope this helped whoever watches this. If you've got any more questions, I'll try to get to them the best I can. I've got just so much going on right now. I'm doing the best that I can to get that back to everything. So if you leave any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down below. Give me a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.